So let's talk about the Miami project. Um, what really was bold about the Miami project that the Florida Research Ensemble undertook was the idea to apply the Maestri methodology to by means of a group. So there are really two new ingredients when the FRE went into the Miami project. Um, and the Miami project came about when, after I had given this talk about Xanadu and so forth, and Craig Freeman was there, he became interested as a new faculty member at Florida to work in a Florida context. He then talked with Barbara Jo Revelle, who was chairman at the time of the Fine Arts Department, photographer, and they came together. Revelle and Freeman came together with Ulmer and Tilson, which was the people that were left from the old FRE, and then subsequently Gordon Bleach came in as well for a while. But what that group decided to do was to explore a collaborative methodology to explore the possibilities of the new consultancy. Could the internet be used, this internet that was this living monument? We needed to then develop a practice. We had the technology, we had the idea, we needed we had the practice really, which was the Maestri. How could the Maestri be turned into a practice that could be perhaps used by the public school systems to take up the problem of the civic sphere in the society of the spectacle? And so we decided to work together on that. And the reason we chose the Miami River, so here's the other new element. The other new element was related to the Maestri, was developed an idea that I developed in a book called Heretics, which followed up from the invention of Maestri, and specifically related the Maestri to place, and that was called choreography. So I developed this idea of choreography, which is writing with place or writing with space, based on the Timaeus, the idea of chora, and all that I talked about earlier. Choreography, the idea is that chora is going to be the category of image. So the way image can function categorically is by means of place, by means of chora. That chora will be the organizing structure of the new imaging category. And this was an idea that had to be explored in a specific place. Because of Tilson's expertise in the area of Miami, Tilson has taken his architecture studio to the Miami River any number of years. He's head of the Preservation Institute at the University of Florida. Of course, he works also in the Caribbean, Mexico, but he'd done a lot of work in Miami and knew the Miami River quite well. So we decided to look at the Miami River, and specifically also in terms of the emergency, which is emergency with an A in it, stuck in the middle of it. To do the consulting experiment in Miami, it was an excellent venue, it was an excellent site for this experiment because the Miami River is a site of intractable, complex problems. Absolutely every problem that there is in America is actively present in the Miami River. So we call this a zone. It's one of those sort of rundown, mixed-use industrial sites, partly decaying and in decline, partly gentrifying and coming back. It's the site of the original Miami. The land there by Julia Tuttle had land on the original Miami River. Of course, the Miami River has been settled by Native Americans as long as there have been people on the continent of North America. And because it's a 5.5-mile river that connected the Everglades drained into Biscayne Bay there. So it's a site of high civilization for a very long time. So there are 34 public agencies that have different conflicting, overlapping areas of responsibility for policy in the Miami River. And this site really was primed for the new consultancy as a test, because part of our theory is, if you like, it's a quantum kind of theory, in the sense that the way problems are understood in literacy is that when in literacy, the way literacy with its analytical visual scanning power, the way method was invented back in the Plato's Academy, works by analysis. So you break things down into their smallest parts, and then you synthesize by putting these parts back together in their logical order, as opposed to the order that you found them in the actual world or in actual experience, and you create an abstraction in this dialectical way. Well, our contemporary experience is that, and of course that's very powerful, right? And as we know, we got science out of that. But science has run up against its limit now, as we've discovered that, or the way we currently view problems is that problems are emergent. As in quantum physics, you don't have things that are. Okay, so again, think about that.